Hello, I am the Silver Wheel Witch. Welcome to my channel. I am here today to do another full flip through book review. This month I am focusing on some great reference books that I have, and today I thought it would be great to go over the Animal Speak, The Spiritual and Magical Powers of Creatures Great and Small by Ted Andrews. And this is a fantastic reference book, especially if you like to work with spirit animals or signs from animals. It is published by Llewellyn, and the back says learn the language of the animals. It has a snippet about the book, and it says about the author. Ted Andrews was a popular metaphysical author, teacher, and lecturer. He was a licensed wildlife rehabilitator and a longtime volunteer at Bruckner Nature Center in Troy, Ohio. As an author, Ted wrote more than 40 books, including The Healer's Manual, How to Meet and Work with Spirit Guides, How to Heal with Color, and Sacred Sounds. Okay. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. Looks like on the cover page here, it says rekindle the fires of wonder toward the animal world and all of nature. Many ancient myths and stories speak of a magical time and place in where there were no boundaries between humans and animals. Animals and humans spoke. Wild and tame had no meaning, and always the divine revealed itself in nature. The natural world and the animals within it speak to us every day by their appearances, behaviors, movements, and characteristic patterns. When we know what to look for, we can use them as omens, not in a superstitious sense, but in the development of true prophecy and higher perception. Through this book, you will realize how intricately every aspect of nature is woven into your life. You will awaken to the ancient knowledge of spirit animals and how to determine their roles in your life. They will touch a primal part of your heart and soul and stir long dormant embers. They will become your friends and teachers and companions. And it looks like there is also a nice little quote here from Mark Mazay. I apologize for butchering names always. Okay, and it looks like there actually is some more information about the author in here. I do typically like to read that, so we'll go ahead and do that. Ted Andrews was a full-time author, student, and teacher in the metaphysical and spiritual fields. He conducted seminars, symposiums, workshops, and lectures on ancient mysticism, and focused on translating esoteric material to make it comprehensible and practical for everyone. Ted was certified in basic hypnosis and acupressure and was involved in the study and use of herbs as an alternative path in healthcare. He was active in the holistic healing field. Trained in piano, Ted also employed the Celtic harp, bamboo flute, shaman rattles, Tibetan bells, and the Tibetan singing bowls and quartz crystal bowls to create individual healing therapies and induce higher states of consciousness. Ted was a clairvoyant and worked with past life analysis and synthesis, aura interpretation, dreams, numerology, and the tarot. He was a contributing author to various metaphysical magazines and published articles on various topics, including occult Christianity, working with our angelic brethren, and metaphysical mirrors within our lives. He passed from this world in 2009. And of course, we have a cover page here for this book, which is Animal Speak, Spiritual and Magical Powers of Creatures Great and Small, published by Llewellyn. This is the first edition Original copyright was in 1993, and this is the 49th printing in 2020. And we have a nice dedication here. I'll give you a close-up of that in case you'd like to see that. Take a snippet of it. Some other books by Ted Andrew as well. Actually, I've not read any of his other books, but I do love this book for animal symbolism. Whether it's spirit guides or reading signs from animals, it's fantastic. Let's go ahead and read through the table of contents. Introduction on Learning Animals Speak. Part 1, Symbols in the Natural World. Chapter 1, The Spiritual and Magical Roles of Nature. Chapter 2, Awakening to Your Spirit Totems. Chapter 3, The Mystery and Magic of Predator and Prey. Chapter 4, Reading Signs and Omens in Nature. Chapter 5, Augury and the Meaning of Landscapes. Part 2 is Winged Enchantment. Chapter 6, Bird Totems and the Initiation of Air. Chapter 7, Working with Bird Medicine. Chapter 8, The Mystery of Feathers and Flight. Chapter 9, Feather Magic. Chapter 10, Dictionary of Bird Totems. And then we have Part 3, Understanding Animal Medicine, Honoring Animal Totems. Chapter 12, Animal Rights. Chapter 13, Dictionary of Animal Totems. Part 4, The Exotic Language of Insects and Reptiles. Chapter 14, Insight into the World of Insects. Chapter 15, Dictionary of Insect Totems. Chapter 17, The Magic of the Reptile World. Chapter 17, Dictionary of Reptile Totems. And the conclusion, Totems in a Civilized World. Also for your information, and it has a bibliography as well. And then from there it goes on to the introduction, which is just 2 pages long, and a quote that says, "If you talk to the animals, they will talk with you, and you will know each other. If you do not talk to them, you will not know them, and what you do not know, you will fear. What one fears, one destroys." Chief Dan George. And it goes into part 1. So with that, let's just go ahead and do a little bit of a flip through. I'll kind of show you how much information they have in here on animals. There are some pictures. They are black and white drawings. Awakening Your Spirit Totems. So there is some pictures in here to look at as well. Looks like some black and white photos. Valentine's Day superstition. That's interesting. Valentine's is coming up for anyone who celebrates that. I'll give you a close-up. So it looks like he's got some charts in here as well. Augury and the Meaning of Landscapes. Looks like he's got some exercises for understanding the language of birds. I do work with bird divination, so he's got some great information in here on that. Mystery of Feathers. Looks like they had some information in here on fetish exercises, feather magic, and bird totems. So for example, you've got the bird here. It gives you a black and white image of the bird. And most of them include a keynote, which looks to be some keywords, and then the cycle of power, so the seasons, and then the information on each bird. And it goes through, I believe, the same way for the animals and insects and reptiles as well. Some animals have a little bit more information than others. It gives some good amount of history and symbolism and lore in here as well for the animals. Okay. Animal rights. Some dance. Some information on shape-shifting, animal energy. All kinds of good information on different animals. And insects as well. Looks like this is the section on butterflies, perhaps. I know that's just the basic section on insects. Got some pictures of butterflies there. And here is the dictionary of insects. So while I don't believe this book has a index in the back, it's very easy to reference by using the contents to find the dictionary you want, whether it's insects or animals or birds and, you know, reptiles, and then they are in alphabetical order. So very easy to reference. A lot of really good information in here. I do have several different books with animal symbolism, and this one is definitely my first go-to. So that's why I'm sharing it here today in this month's reference books. So we have an appendix of some organizations. I'll give you a close-up, anybody who might be interested in that. And then we have the bibliography. And I always like to just kind of see what's in here. I glance over it. Just kind of gives you an idea. Not necessarily that older books are necessarily better books, but it gives you an idea of how far back of information the author has read or reads through and has exposure to. Also, sometimes I like to see if there's anything unique that stands out to me. And the bibliographies are also just a great place to dig deeper. If you like the information in the book, then you can go further with that. And it looks like there is an index. Actually, I didn't mention it in the contents, but it does have an index. Looks like it's fairly good. Some things only have like one page number for the animals per se, but I see some of these things like magic. It's got quite a few page numbers on there. Power, it has a lot, so it really gives you the reference pages where it's mentioned. So that's great. And that's it. And then we have the information page about Llewellyn. And we put out some great books. And that's it. That is Animal Speak, The Spiritual and Magical Powers of Creatures Great and Small, Ted Andrews. Definitely my favorite go-to book for animal symbolism. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. I would be happy to answer them as best I can, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.